this our, oh my gosh, it has your name on the door. Welcome back for part 3 of Ireland. If you're new here, we're the Limitless family.
And our family is currently driving around the entire country of Ireland.
Is this what y'all had to navigate with back in your old days?
Back in our old days?
Yeah.
Yes, we would travel with one of those in the car and you would have to get it out and try to figure out where you were.
How do you fold it back?
That is the age-old question.
We were headed to an area called Kylemore, which is home to the beautiful Kylemore Abbey.
I can't believe people actually get to live here.
Pictures do not do this place justice.
Just the sight of that castle with the water and the mountain backdrop was
The most scenic
breathtaking.
view ever, and as soon as you pulled up to it, it was just, like you said, breathtaking.
You want to buy this place, Rod? What do you think? Yeah, he's been dead for a while.
Oh, look at the crown. Looks very tiny. Look, that looks like a chair for you. Her love for travel was reflected in the Italian-inspired interior of the castle. I'd take this castle in a heartbeat, if I had to, of course. If I needed to take it off someone's hands.
That's not what they're...
Well, I heard one of the old ladies back there was very disappointed because there's no flowers in the walled garden, only vegetation. Oh, I heard that too. Did you? Yeah.
It's freezing. If I was a flower, I wouldn't be in the walled garden either. We are definitely out in the middle of nowhere, but we're excited to see our Hobbit huts. Most of us in the car have never actually seen Lord of the Rings, but we will...
75%.
Dad is the only one that has seen Lord of the Rings, but we will definitely be tuning in after this adventure. This is it. We'll see. Oh my gosh. Look at this little bitty road.
100 kilometers an hour? I don't think so.
We have sheep. Yay. So the little Hobbit huts must be right there.
Are we a hobbit?
Look at that. We're hobbits for the evening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How cool is this?
Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, it has your name on the door. Oh, what are your first impressions right now?
I'm interested to see what the inside looks like. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
Wait.
It really is. I mean, it's pretty spacious in here.
It is.
What'd you say?
No bathroom?
It reminds me. This is great.
Where's the bathroom, Ra?
Wait, is there a hole when you fold the bed up?
To go to the bathroom? This is it. Our little...
Our Hobbit Hut.
Our Hobbit Hut for the evening. Look at our window. Oh, the TV's up here.
This is some of the best internet speed we've had.
In our little hut.
The Hobbit Hut. Look
Wow.
at this.
So our reactions speak volumes with how excited we were at the Hobbit huts and the idea of sleeping in one for the night, even though we hadn't seen Lord of the Rings. But since I give Dad all the credit for this because he found it, he failed to mention where the bathroom was. And keep in mind, I have one leg. What?
I like how there's just a whole separate little hut for a toilet. It's like a little small hut. And you're thinking, oh, is this my house? But it's
It's the Iron Throne.
Oh.
Literally, it's the Iron Throne.
Wait, this is the throne?
It's even House Stark.
This is the throne.
This is the best place I've ever
It
stayed
has
in my
a
life.
urinal.
They've even got the Stark flag.
It has a tiny men toilet. Look how tiny the men toilet is.
A tiny men toilet.
Yeah. Tiny men.
Is it a rental? Yeah.
I want to live in this neighborhood. Wait,
Yeah.
That's the movie room. There's a movie room?
there's a baby room. It's a baby.
Heated?
Yes, you have the whole place to yourself. So this is why you think it's no size inside because the way we have it built, but it's pretty big inside.
Jerry's company was the highlight of our Ireland trip.
We felt so spoiled because we were the only ones at the Hobbit Hut, and usually they're all full. So we got Jerry all to ourselves, and we are so thankful for it because the conversation and the things that he was telling us. He's a sheep farmer, and we had all these questions about sheep, of seeing them so often,
Yeah.
and so he answered all of our questions and just made our time there so amazing.
The old man was born and reared in, and he had built a new house further up on the land, and that ruins was there. So when I
Enemy of the free peoples of Middle Earth was defeated.
Just documenting on the night that we have to walk to the bathroom. It is not only freezing outside, but it's also raining. So yeah, this is fun.
I highly recommend anyone that if you are coming to Ireland, this is a beautiful area anyway, but staying here is a special experience that your family or whoever you're traveling with will never forget.
So again, our goal was to end up in Derry for the Halloween festival. If we drove straight to Derry, we would have got there way too soon. So we went the hard way and went straight across, and we were driving to Belfast, where the Game of Thrones studio tour is, which I highly recommend if you're a Thrones fan.
It was awesome, even if you've never seen the show like me.
And the kids, obviously.
I don't know about everybody else here, but I am super stoked to be going to the Game of Thrones studio tour, just because I'm the only one that's seen it. But my family is being troopers. So
We're excited for him.
well, let's see some cool stuff either way, whether you've seen the show or not.
Somehow I ended up being the one to record the entire Game of Thrones tour, and I didn't even know what I was looking at. Dad is totally freaking out right now, which this is awesome. I don't even know what I'm looking at, and it's really cool. I probably should have watched the show with him when I had the chance. It says here that these prosthetic designers studied ancient mummies for inspiration and used handmade silicone prosthetics to create these in appearance. I want to know why we still have legs that are metal instead of looking like real legs. If they can do this, I can have a prettier leg. I'm just saying. All these costumes were actually worn in the show. This is Jon Snow's real costume.
Jon Snow. Never heard of him.
I really like this dress. Designing your own shield.
The real wine cup. You're not gonna know. But these are
The real wine cup.
Oh, if you knew, you only knew.
Is it everything you hoped and dreamed it would be?
I thought it would be.
This was really special for me because I don't get like giddy about a lot of things, but Game of Thrones is something that a lot of people get giddy about, and it is my number one. I think it is the greatest show ever made. To stand there and see all of the actual costumes that the actors wore and all of the real props that were made for the show and used in the show was just a really surreal experience. It is just a cool thing to see in person. The number one reason you come to Belfast is it is where the Titanic was built. If you watched our last two videos, we are extremely fascinated by the Titanic. We've been to 3 of the museums so far this year, but this was a really amazing thing to see, and we cannot recommend it enough. So excited right now.
This is our second Titanic experience of the trip.
One thing that was really cool and unexpected was they had a ride inside of the museum.
Yeah.
It takes you through all of the history and the building of the Titanic there in Belfast and how it affected the community.
The ride was extremely interactive. There was a virtual tour of the actual ship, and then you got to see the first class cabin, second class, third class, and then you made your way into this room where it became really dark, and it was all the information leading up to the sinking of the ship. And so their SOS calls and the responses from the other
All the
ships.
communications between ships in the hours of the sinking.
It was this very intense emotion that you felt with it, and as you were walking through, you could hear the survivors' voices retelling their stories, which was another really powerful aspect of the museum.
Then to see all of the names on the wall of the people that perished as well as the people who were saved was very emotional.
Maybe the most powerful part of the museum was that huge room that you walked into, and at first it was all lit up, and you could hear people saying how excited they were to be on the Titanic for this new life, a lot of them coming to America for the first time.
And then it showed the process of it sinking when the boat turns dark.
And then at the bottom you could see the remains of the Titanic on the bottom of the ocean in the floor. So it was just...
It was beautiful.
Very well thought out. What is this right here?
It's the violin that they played until they sang to calm everyone down.
What do you think about that?
Pretty cool and sad.
Once you get out of Belfast and you start driving that Causeway coastal route, which is filled with incredible things to see.
Yeah.
It's also filled with Game of Thrones film locations.
We're trying to go to these caves. I don't know how to say it. Kushendall caves. Having some issues here. But it's one of the Game of Thrones film sites. If we can get to it. We're the only crazy people that are out here today. Oh, watch your step.
You don't have to worry about high tide too, because that water is up there.
I know. Oh.
This time I'm
Your husband pointed you toward another Game of Thrones location.
And this is the road we have to follow. Oh my gosh.
Get wet.
Almost, yeah. Dad's prepared.
I have an Iris Road pen.
Look at your hat.
What's wrong with my hat?
Your hat looks so funny right now. It's like barely on your head. You've got your hood and your hat on. Thank you to the pantry where we ate a delicious lunch and were able to wait out the rain. Oh my gosh, we would have for sure got caught in the rain because this is quite a ways out here. Say they should call it.
They should call it the light trees. Welcome to the light trees.
Unless we get stopped in this stuff. My very favorite part of this leg of the trip was the Giants Causeway. And it's funny to say that because it was also the most challenging.
It is so cold and windy and rainy. It is just a nasty day. We had to skip like so many things already. But there was no way we were skipping the Giants Causeway.
This might be my nightmare.
Non-stop steps. You were made for this stuff, huh?
Thank you, baby. Taking such good care of me.
There you go.
Thank you.
This might be the worst attraction in the world for Rebecca to come to.
Well, it's the best attraction for It's an ultimate challenge for you, and it's easiest stone candy from Maine for me.
They made it terrified for Beck to take a single step in any direction at this point. We made the climb up here and it was worth it. This is such a cool view. Oh, the Giants Causeway is just a beautiful place to see. Preferably not in the freezing wind and rain.
Adds to the adventure.
It does add to the adventure.
Where are all the big boulders that look like people?
It look like people.
Yeah, you like the Giants Causeway.
That's not. We just got back from the Giants Causeway.
Just got back.
And the sun is out. It feels nice. It is beautiful out. And this has been the theme of our Ireland trip.
So the Giants Causeway was our last stop because next we finally made it into Derry for the Halloween festival. It lived up to the hype.
It definitely lived up to the hype, and we cannot wait to show you our experience at the largest Halloween festival in Europe.
Sure to like and subscribe, ring that bell button, and leave a comment down below. Bye-bye.